This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's Friday, November 12th, 2021, and it's the Relevant Podcast here in Orlando. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, is Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Austin, Texas, she is back. Author, podcaster extraordinaire, Jamie Ivey.
Hey, guys.
Hey. And from Nashville, Tennessee, sitting in for our very own Derek Miner, is who is out today, is Relevant Senior Editor, Tyler Huckabee. Hey, man.
Howdy, everybody.
Well, it is November. We are in the throes of mid-November. It is November 12th. You guys working on holiday stuff? Now, we have, at the end of the show today, we have our editorial question of the week where we ask our listeners, what they think about holiday timing and when Christmas should enter the equation and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And we're in the throes of that. Yeah. So we'll bring your feedback later in the show. But where are you guys at in your holiday prep? You guys working on it?
Guys, this is look. I feel like I'm not declaring. I know we still have to take reasonable precautions with the pandemic, but it's different than it was last year. Okay, like everyone was very nervous about how everything was shaking out. This year seems like a lot of that tension, whether that's right or wrong, is to the side now. Like everyone's kind of like, this is an OG Thanksgiving. This is old school. We're going all out like we used to. Now with supply chain stuff, where a lot of people see, challenges, I see opportunity. I've been waiting for us to rethink the whole Thanksgiving food element for a long time, because I'm just gonna say something that a lot of people have been thinking. A lot of Thanksgiving dinners are pretty gross because you're eating a bird that you never eat any other time of year. Turkey's no good. Okay,
I eat turkey sandwiches all the time. I literally
eat turkey, ground turkey and chili all the time.
Oven roasted turkey sandwiches is my go-to.
You're talking about the bird, like the big.
Okay. Time out. Because you both just proved my point. Jamie says I'll eat it if it's ground up and basically irrecognizable. Cameron's like, yeah, I will eat it if it's made
thinly
and packaged by a deli slicer and seasoned by the professionals at Boar's Head.
All flavor. What are you talking about?
Well, let me ask you this. Hold on. Well, let me ask you this. Cameron, are you eating deli meat sandwiches at Thanksgiving? Jamie, are you going to the grill and doing turkey burgers? No. Everyone eats a big, dry, gross bird that they only make once a year because no one really likes it. And the other thing, too, is all the sides are runny and gross. And unless we bring... Unless we bring...
I was with you on the turkey thing, but I'm off the train.
Hold on. I'm going to cede the mic in 1 second. As it were. I'm going to see the mic in 1 second. But unless we make compartmentalized plates that children use acceptable for adults, it's just a big soupy runny mess on everybody's plate, and it's disgusting. Let's just call it what it is. This is our year to reinvent it. Let's reclaim it with food they actually want. Okay,
Jesse,
I see. I can see your faces.
I'm wondering if your issue with the Thanksgiving meal is not with the traditional Thanksgiving meal, but more with the way your mother prepares it.
Cameron, I've eaten Thanksgiving at numerous families' homes, and it's the same issues. No compartmented plates, runny, droopy messes. Cranberry juice and mashed potato and gravy do not mix well with corns and meats. Okay, it's not a great thing.
Okay, I also have another question for you though. Are you the person, when you sit down at a plate of food, that you eat item by item? You eat all of your corn, then you eat your meat, then you eat your mashed potatoes?
It depends. It depends if there's a random gelatinous fruit on the plate beside gravy that came from meat. Okay.
I'm the opposite, Jesse, because I am the person that eats one thing at a time. But I think Thanksgiving food, now, I don't eat fruit unless it's like a fruit, like an apple. I don't want cranberry sauce. I don't want fruit in my salad.
What about the ambrosia salad, where it's all the fruit with the marshmallows in it?
Nope. I want green bean casserole, mashed potatoes and gravy, and then corn casserole and turkey and cornbread. And with Thanksgiving, if that stuff gets all mixed up, it's even better.
It's good. Yeah. These are complimentary items.
They're very complimentary.
That's great.
They're not complimentary. Okay, the other, like 1 year, my son was like, I don't want to eat this. I don't even know what it is. And he's like, what do you not know what it is? He's like, stuffing. And I looked at him like, you know what? I've eaten it my whole life. out of obligation, and I don't even. If you had to say, "Hey, name 5 ingredients of stuffing," I'd be like, something's kind of crouton-y.
Well, don't talk to them about where
We do
the
dressing
stuffing
here
has
in the
been. Yeah, or the dressing though. I mean, like, in the
That's
whole point of it is that you take bread junk and you stick it in the innards of the turkey to absorb
So
the
delicious.
juices.
And you're questioning why I want to rethink this whole meal. Okay, this is an opportunity. We all are just powering through a gross meal. Okay?
So what are you making for Thanksgiving? Enchiladas, steaks?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'll tell you this. I had a little.
You don't even have you're pointing at a problem and not a solution.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're a solution-oriented
half-baked.
podcast. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let me give you a little story from a couple weeks ago. Okay, we had a big like cul-de-sac deal before trick-or-treating, and all the houses in the neighborhood brought out like foods for the picnic tables and so that you can make plates, right? Kind of a big little outdoor thing.
It's called a potluck. Yeah.
A lot of potluck, a lot of people you can tell put a lot of time into a lot of these hors d'oeuvres and sides and crock and stews and chilies, fancy pastries, stuff with meats and stuff, all that. A lot of time went into it. My household brought bagel bites, okay? Mini pizza bagels. Okay, and taquitos. We bought frozen taquitos and mini pizza bagels that I cooked in the oven right beforehand, okay?
Jesse,
I promise
Are you going to tell us
do you have a Costco membership? Do you have a Costco membership?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course I do.
Go to the frozen food section at Costco. They have literal like hors d'oeuvre things that are like little pigs in a blanket or whatever.
Listen, Harden, here's the thing.
Quiches.
I swear this is true. The first 2 plates that were completely empty, the taquitos
Bagel bites.
and the pizza bagels. Okay.
All right.
So all I'm saying is Thanksgiving's up for disruption. People say they like this food, but I just did a test, a literal scientifically, unassailable test with a real cross section of people, and everyone chose something fun and guilty pleasure. Jamie, you're looking at me with a sense of disgust right now.
No, I think that like kids love that stuff. So if you brought it to a Halloween party, I think it was perfect.
These were adults, Jamie.
Oh,
The
adults.
kids-
So you think like adults deep in their hearts really love it?
Deep in their hearts, if I brought out to you right now something weird homemade that you've never seen before, right? Or a reliable pizza bagel. Okay, we're recording this at lunchtime. You're telling me you go for the weird meat pastry?
I'm going to try everything. So I'm going to try the weird meat pastry. I'm going to fall back on the bagel bite. It's like a good fallback.
See, that's Jamie though. She's a bridge builder. She just wants everybody to be happy. I will enjoy all of the things you all brought and tell you that it was all wonderful. That's Jamie. She brings us all together.
My hunch is if you're at a Thanksgiving table and you've got all the traditional, you got the turkey, the sweet potatoes, the what have you across the rolls, and then you have a bowl of pre-cooked pizza bagels there as well. I don't think they're flying off. I think
Not
those are getting
Thanksgiving
cold.
dinner.
I think those are getting cold at the end of unless you got a lot of kids.
Nobody wants a stiff, cold pizza bagel. That's
kids
no good.
would maybe wait it a little bit. I get that.
Okay, I'm going to challenge a listener right now. Okay, right now.
Serve bagel bites
to
for Thanksgiving.
a listener who is do an experiment because I don't trust anyone on this call right now. I don't trust any of you with conducting this experiment in your home. Okay, unless we have a surveillance camera. You're probably whispering to your guests, "Hey, listen, those pizza bagels just they're not good this year," because that's the first thing they're going to go. I want a listener to do this for me because these people can't be trusted, listener. Because listeners are like, dude, Jesse's right. Pizza bagels are fantastic. Here's what I want you to do. Someone who's hosting Thanksgiving with the whole spread, just set out 1 plate of pizza bagels, the kind you buy, the cheaper the better. Nothing fancy. I'm talking with the cubed. It's a tiny bagel, shredded cheese with the cubed spiced meat on the top.
Yeah.
Okay?
I want cheese. That's really the question. Yeah.
It's irrelevant. It doesn't
not
matter.
real meat either.
Right.
It's cheese with like KCH or you know what I mean? Like they find a way around
with
it.
a Z
Okay?
on the end. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Kraft cheddar, whatever. But either way, here's for the experiment. I want them to put out alongside all of the other stuff on the table, 1 plate of pizza bagels, and I want them to honestly tweet at us at Relevant Podcast the results of this experiment. I guarantee you it is one of the top 3 things first off the board.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
Top 3.
Bold statement.
That's a bold
Very
claim.
bold.
All right. Well, we have a great show in store for you today. Even if you aren't into Jesse's culinary theories, coming up later, one of our favorite actors, Mr. Tony Hale, is with us today. He's in a movie you might have seen advertised, Clifford the Big Red Dog. He plays the bad guy in the film that comes out today. Clifford the Bad Red Dog. So Tony Hale joins us. Also, we have, like I said, your feedback at the end. But before we get to relevant news, I actually have a big announcement I wanted to let everybody know about. This week, went up at the Relevant store. We mentioned this a couple, I don't know, like last month or something like that some of the big things we have in motion this fall. And this week in the Relevant store, we put it up for pre-sale. Relevant's annual print edition that we've been working on for months and months is finally available for pre-sale. It'll release next month. But if you order it now with pre-sale, you get 20% off. So go check it out. You can click on the store link over at relevantmagazine.com and it's right there. It is all of our best long form content. It's huge. It's like 250 pages. It's thick. It'll look beautiful on your coffee table.
It is a very beautiful thing to have in your home, like a coffee table book. Though I wasn't sure when we started talking about this what exactly it was going to look like, because we've been working with the bi-monthly print edition for the entirety of my time at Relevant, and then when I started seeing the mock-ups the design team put together, you wouldn't even the writing aside, the writing is fine, but the design is really, really gorgeous. It's really beautiful. Our design team outdid themselves on this one. I can't wait to have it.
Yeah, it's something special. We've been working on it all year long, honestly. So it's like, we're going to do this. This is collection 1. We're going to do this every year. At the end of the year, it'll be the best long form content from the year. It's most of the features from the magazine. Some of them didn't make the cut. Not for quality reasons, but just like, they're not evergreen, you know what I mean? So this is like long form content that'll be great all year long. Check it out. Also, while you're at the store, you might notice there's a whole lot of new stuff, a whole lot of new apparel and merch and other things. There's some new podcast fan stuff. Go check it out just in time for the holiday buying season. Go check it out at the store over at relevantmagazine.com. We're very excited. And you guys are the first ones to know about it. We haven't even started marketing it yet. So you podcast listeners can jump in early.
Tyler, I couldn't help but notice in the table of contents that my 7,000 word piece that I slaved over about pizza bagels did not appear to make the cut, even though the timing of this being available during the holidays, arguably the highest time for pizza bagel consumption. So,
wait, why
I support
are the holidays
the product.
The highest time for pizza bagel consumption?
Because
wouldn't
they
that be
work
like
if you'd read the piece, you'd know.
Yeah, Cameron.
It's on the back burner.
I get to that point about 3,500 words in with a really stirring pull quote from someone who explains that pizza bagels are great if you're happy and they're great if you're sad. And a lot of people experience those emotions at the holidays. Now, they're comfort food or they're celebratory. They're a beautiful creation. And Tyler,
here's the problem with the shopping at Costco, and this is specifically about pizza bagels, is if you buy a pizza bagel box at the grocery store, the little tray of pizza bagel is going to have 12 little bagel bites in there, right? Like if you buy it at Costco, the pre-wrapped tray is Costco scale, and there's 48. And you have no option other than cook 48 bagel bites or 0 bagel bites. And they're in my freezer right now. And when are you ever in the mood for 48 bagel bites?
Thanksgiving Day, I guess.
Listen, if I ever get to the point where I build my own home, on HGTV, and I have the Property Brothers do their thing, and they're like, all right, well, this is a cool little feature. A lot of people are doing pizza ovens in the backyard. I'm like, no, I don't want a pizza oven. I don't want a brick oven in the backyard. I want an industrial oven that is capable of cooking hundreds of pizza bagel bites in the quantities that I purchased them in. Property Brothers,
pizza
figure
bagel
that
oven.
Exactly. I don't want a brick pizza oven. I just want a pizza bagel oven. It's very different. It's just a large, cheap oven. All it has to do is get about 400 degrees for 20 minutes and we're fine. That's the only setting.
Yeah. Have you, I have been looking at, for Christmas purposes, at these flash pizza oven things. I mean, it's all the rage right now, right? And they get up to 900 degrees. Here's what I don't understand is 900 degrees, you put the pizza in there and the whole pizza is cooked in a minute to a minute and a half. But at 400 degrees, I've got to cook my pizza for 20 minutes. I don't understand. Why? How does it cook in a minute?
I've seen, my friend has one and it does. I can testify. And it's amazing.
I don't get it.
Why are we even cooking at 400 when at 900 it can just do the job almost instantly?
That's what I'm saying.
Instantly.
Why are these frozen pizzas making me take the whole evening?
Follow the money. Big oven.
Big pizza.
Big
No,
oven
name.
understands that the more you run that thing, the more, you're going to have to buy it. If everything was just being flash cooked, you wouldn't run that oven as much. That's the only thing that makes sense here.
So you're saying that the frozen pizza industry is in cahoots with the electrical grid, the electrical companies, trying to get us to have to burn our ovens longer and consume more energy?
I mean,
fossil fuel industry is
the only explanation.
Has mansion in his pocket,
Supply chain.
and the pizza industry in their pocket.
Yeah. We just had all the world's most powerful people fly out to Switzerland and whatever for this big conference. And guess what topic was notably not being discussed? Flash cooking pizzas. When we know what they're capable of, okay? Wake up, sheeple. We've seen it at work. Okay? It's like, remember that documentary years ago, Who Killed the Electric Car?
Yeah.
Who killed the flash pizza oven? Why is it just coming around now?
The fossil fuel
We've
industry.
understood the principles of temperature and cheese for a long time. Generations.
That's true. It shouldn't take
Meanwhile, somebody in the Costco, they're trying to, Trojan horse this new. That's why they sell them in such great quantities. Maybe people will just wake up and just buy specific ovens, not wasting all of this convection. Enriching some Saudi prince.
The backyard brick pizza oven is part of this, and that big fossil fuel is trying to make it this artisanal backyard pizza cooking experience. But it's just another way to keep us in the thrall of the fossil fuel industry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's at this point, Tyler, it's the only thing that makes sense. And here's the other thing. I'm glad we're talking about this because it's going to bring this for a slice, and I almost didn't. Did you guys see? Okay, this is just tangentially related to pizza, and I feel like if we're doing the pizza talk, let's
tangentially related. Our entire podcast is tangentially. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I feel like we've just gone to a pizza episode, so let's just lean in at this point. But okay, Papa John, the guy who was, kicked.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the guy was rightfully removed for his company for saying and doing a lot of terrible, outrageous things. Okay. Right. We don't need to litigate that. But he keeps trying to make these comebacks. But I think he has, he cashed out like $500 million in Papa John's stock, which it is shocking to me. Papa John's is worth anywhere close to $500 million. But whatever. I'm not going to question the math. Either way, he's become so detached from reality that he's trying to position himself as just like a normal philanthropic rich guy. Okay. Right. And to show how relatable he is, he just said that last year, he's tasted. He didn't say eaten, which is very strange because it makes me think he's just chewing up slices of pizza and spitting them out just for the pleasure of it, like a psychopath.
Like a wine tasting. He's got a spittoon for his pizza taste.
Yeah, he's just mowing down pieces of pizza and spitting them in a bucket like a crazy man. He said he's tasted like 800 pizzas in the last year. Think about that. That's
a lot of pizza.
Mm-hmm. No, it's specifically Papa John's pizzas. Like he's keeping tabs on them to see if the quality is gone down.
Papa John is ordering hundreds of pizzas a month from Papa John's, tasting them and spitting them out and keeping some sort of ledger about what their taste was. Is this behavior?
But he's not involved in the company at all anymore?
He got kicked out. And so he's trying to keep an eye on him.
Never
so he
welcome
could
back.
say he wants to be able to prove that the quality of ingredients has gone down since he's left. And
no.
The irony is sales have been way up since he left.
Way up. Yeah, well, because you're not buying a racist pizza anymore, so you're fine ordering your Papa John's. But the issue that he said 800. He's eaten 800 pizzas in the last year.
Well, and I have a theory. I have a theory that he's eating these pizzas. Okay, I think he's solely sustaining himself on pizza. I don't think he's actually tasting and spitting them out. I think the only reason he said taste it is because a little while, a few months ago, he said he ate 40 pizzas in 30 days, and everyone was like, "What kind of psycho are you?" So now I think he tacked back on eaten to taste it. It doesn't make it any better. In fact, it makes it far more disturbing.
This is worse. Yeah.
We're moving the show along. Stay tuned. Up next, it's Relevant News.
I'm walking through a dream. I'm walking through the finest place I've ever seen. Hey man, won't you wake me up?
listening to Foles. The song is Wake Me Up. Well, today's show is brought to you by Green Chef. Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company that offers dishes for every variety of lifestyle. Keto, paleo, plant-powered, or those who simply want a little more balance. The recipes are easy to follow along with step-by-step instructions, chef tips, and photos to guide you along. Everything is hand-picked and delivered right to your door. Green Chef meals make cooking so much easier because everything is prepped and ready for you before you even get in the kitchen. I'm a customer, and I love it. I rave about Green Chef. Also, Green Chef is now owned by HelloFresh, who used to sponsor the podcast, same company, to offer a wider array of meal plans to choose from. You can easily switch between the brands when you want to mix it up or eat a little differently one month. And right now, Green Chef is offering relevant podcast listeners an awesome opportunity. You can go to greenchef.us and use code RADHI125. To get $125 off plus free shipping on your first box. Go to greenchef.us and use code, write this down, RADHI125 to get $125 off plus free shipping on your first box. It's awesome. You will love it. I promise. Okay, it is time for
Relevant News.
What do we do with relevant news? Tyler's already on the show. Well, please welcome to the show, Relevant's associate editor from East Texas, downtown Emily Brown. How's it going, Emily?
It's going pretty good.
So you're back from the big rally in Dallas that you've been at for the last month, right? Or the last few weeks? Or JFK Jr. coming back?
Yeah, I was really hopeful. You know, me and my friends, we all went. And
that's not true. For those of you listening on the internet, that is not true.
That was a joke.
We have been teasing her that this rally, I don't know if y'all have heard this Q rally where they all thought JFK and JFK Jr. were going to reappear, the 103-year-old JFK and the 60-something-year-old JFK Jr. were going to reappear. Okay, listen, we thought it was a one-day blip. There are people still there waiting. And so we've been joking with Emily that she's there on the ground. But anyway.
Even though I live 3 hours away from it, hey. I just need that to be on record somewhere. I was not at this rally.
Hey, people were wondering where Jamie was last couple episodes.
Yeah, that's true. I was in Dallas last week.
Yeah, Jamie.
What were you doing, Jamie?
Got some explaining to do.
Oh, interesting.
Emily's still there. Jamie gave up.
Jamie, just out of curiosity, what? Just clear your name right now. What were you doing in Dallas?
I was down at the street with a bunch of friends just hanging out, just waiting for something to happen. And then I had to come home.
She was hanging out at this city park.
I don't know.
Has
Doesn't matter.
A grassy park.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, all right. What's going on, Emily?
Well, I'm excited to talk about some very interesting news about a musical artist, not Taylor Swift, despite me trying to push that.
She literally all week, as you all know, Red is getting re-released today, heard the new version, and Emily all week has been trying to get us to cover it heavily because she's such a
Taylor beat.
Swiftie.
And I keep getting unanimously outvoted, so that's fine. It's fine. I'll just cry about it later. No, we are talking about a different artist, which is Travis Scott, who has been in the news recently for just very sad reasons. Yeah. Over last Friday, he had a festival for Astroworld, which is it was based in Houston, which is where he's from, and things just very quickly got out of hand, and there were. It's still kind of coming out how exactly everything happened, but at least 8 people have died, and there's been, I think, about a dozen that were hospitalized. Some are still in there's, I think, 1 or 2 are in a coma. Some just, will have injuries that will take a long time to heal from. So it's just been it's caused a lot of controversy because, we've all been to concerts. We all see how, people can get kind of hyped up and get crazy, but
and this is more like crowd surge, right? Like when he came on, like the crowd pressed forward and then crushed and trampled some people. under that
people
surge.
were like stepping on top of each other and not helping people up. There's just a lot of really sad videos and photos of the event, and it is just crazy to see. And then it came out, Travis didn't do anything during the concert, and there's speculation on, did he even know what was going on? And some people are arguing, how could he not see it? Some people are saying there's 50,000 people or more at this concert. How could, there's just a lot that's going on.
I'll be honest. Like, obviously there's footage of him performing, and then people like bodies are being like pushed out, like over to the, to get out, and like people are pushing the bodies over their head. I've been at, we go to Lollapalooza every year, and I've been in the photo pit, which is that area between the stage and the barricade up front. And, there are kids there all day long waiting for whatever show, later in the day. They're dehydrated, they're pressed up front. And throughout the performances, there are people that security is pulling out because they're in, they need medical attention, whether they're dehydrated or they're hurt or something like that. So bodies are always getting kind of brought over the barricade during these big shows. That's par for the course. That's just, honestly, I'm not saying that it's good
uncommon.
or bad. It's not uncommon. And so the people saying, well, he could see that people were getting medical attention or whatever. It's like, well, yeah, but he didn't know that they were dying. And that's kind of a clarification people need to understand about these big concerts,
But the other thing is Travis Scott has been arrested and charged for inciting crowd violence in the past. And that, that's documented, right? Like he's literally been arrested for endangering minors at concerts because of his behavior.
Well, early on, as he was coming up as an artist, that's how he made his name, is that his shows were crazy, over the top, raucous.
He's on record saying he wanted it like a WWF wrestling atmosphere in the crowd. You know what I mean? So I'm not, obviously courts will likely be deciding, who's at fault here, but like, there is a lot of disturbing context to this story.
Yeah.
I was reading some people's words who were there, and the way they were describing how tightly they were squished together that they could hardly even get a breath in and out of their lungs because they were so close together. Right. It was so disturbing to read and made me super anxious. Like I just am like that. I cannot even imagine what it was like to be in that crowd in that position. Oh,
and it can be, I think, anybody who's been to one of these really big popular shows before. I know that with Jesse, you and I and Cameron have been to Lolla, have definitely experienced I think I remember even saying to you one time, Jesse, if something happened here, we would not be able to get out. I think that was at the Chance the Rapper show a few years ago in Chicago there. So it's bad, and I think there should be something that should be done about that. Like security should pay attention to this sort of thing. But I think singling this one event out because of that by itself is a little bit maybe naive about that. There are other factors, definitely. There are other red flags that it sounds like Travis Scott and his team either ignored or missed that definitely there should be some accountability there.
Yeah. And I think that the accountability has also brought up a lot of conversations because people want to blame something for this. They kind of want to make a reason, like, why did this happen at this concert? And one of the things that has come up is there's been a lot of essentially satanic panic and people saying that this was like Travis performing like a satanic blood ritual or things like that. And truthfully, there's just not a ton of information, or there's not a ton of facts to back that up. And so people
who's saying that? Like, unpack that a little bit.
There's been like TikToks about it, people trying to point out things that like, well, he did this and he said this. And if you look really closely, you can see he makes this sign, and they're just kind of they're kind of taking a tragedy and trying to say like this happened because of something supernatural.
There were TikToks with over 1 million views talking of trying to draw out a line between fire elements on stage or reading, kind of like these QAnon conspiracies will do where so if you take this and turn it upside down, it looks kind of like a symbol from the Temple of Satan or something. And then you can spin that into a broader conspiracy theory around Travis Scott was supposed to do this as part of a ritual or something, and it's become
what? Wait, so
I've seen a lot of it.
So the conspiracy people are saying that Travis Scott summoned demonic things and that these deaths are part of a ritual? Like, oh my goodness.
At least that it was deliberate, and this isn't super well thought out conspiracy, but Satan was trending in the wake of it and has continued to, as the theory has picked up a little more steam and sort of dovetailed in with some QAnon stuff.
Satan's so hot right now. Lil Nas X, he's having a moment. Satan's having a moment.
Jeez.
I was going to say, a lot of it seems to have to do with some of the imagery that the Astroworld creative team, seems to pretty intentionally have incorporated into some of the show and the merch. I don't think they were thinking that this will literally cause people to think that we are Satanists, but you see look, this was a big thing in like heavy metal a long time ago. Mm-hmm. Most of those bands probably don't know any of the tenets of Satanism, but would gladly, sort of appropriate some of the imagery just to be provocative. You know what I mean? Mm. So I think there's a little bit of a risk. We did that with
all the new merch in the Relevant store.
Oh yeah,
If you turn it sideways and close one eye, then you see
upside
it.
down crosses.
Yeah.
If you like Satan, you'll love the new merch.
This is a joke.
I really thought it was a bold move to do the new Relevant pentagram collection.
Yeah.
I bought now Tyler was trying to sell me the Relevant Podcast Ouija board, which is just supposed to spit out funny one-liners. But it got weird when I started playing around with it.
The Relevant Podcast Ouija board is oddly like the little apparatus that you move around is a little pizza bagel.
It's
an actual pizza bagel. It's opaque. It's like it's edible.
You look right to the middle of it.
So you can see the letter.
So you can kind of see.
I'm getting tired from all this summoning. I feel like the game's going to be over, but man, I have got a hankering, and all that's left is a bunch of dry turkey from Thanksgiving. So
I'm going to get a pizza bagel.
I got to flash cook this bad boy.
I do think as we were recovering some of these satanic conspiracy theories that have stemmed out of the Travis Scott thing over on relevantmagazine.com. And there've been a few instances over the past maybe year or so where something like this has come up, where something very, very tragic has happened, either, an attack or something violent. And it's extremely sad, but that's not quite enough for people, like Emily alluded to. There needs to be a meaning, or there needs to be like a super villain behind it all. It can't just be something that is very tragic but very normal. There has to be part of some broader conspiratorial secret knowledge, a cabal or a cult. And you saw this kind of with Jeffrey Epstein stuff or other.
Wait, you say Epstein? You don't say Epstein?
I forget. Is it Epstein?
I thought it was
I've
Epstein.
written so much and I forget how it actually is. It Epstein?
Yes.
I think you're thinking of the Berenstain Bears.
There's no conspiracy with the Berenstain Bears. You
can draw a direct line between Jeffrey Epstein and the Berenstain Bears. It's a terrible
I'll bring it
theory.
back. I'll roll it back. You see this with the Jeffrey Epstein stuff and how what he did was extremely horrible, but blowing this up into some broader QAnon conspiracy seems like a real disservice to the actual victims of what happened, to the real human toll of what happened. And you may want to make this part of your fantasy cosplay situation, but that doesn't do anything to bring actual justice or spread actual mercy to the people who are affected by this tragedy. And I think that that's just a really unfortunate byproduct of the conspiratorial waves that we see coming out of internet subcultures.
Well, and not only that, I mean, there's also a risk of actual conspiracies. So, not theories, but actual people conspiring to do something or to hide something, being able to, kind of point to crazy conspiracy theories to be like, see, how this is just craziness like that. That's the other danger too, because in the, it doesn't seem likely to me that the Astroworld people were, consulting with a witch coven or something, for their stage design, right, to open up some sort of supernatural portal. That seems absurd to me, but it seems actually pretty likely that Jeffrey Epstein was conspiring with powerful people to be able to conceal some of his crimes. I mean, he was likely an informant. And so
that's well documented.
Yeah,
in the news. So you can read about that.
But when you add all this craziness to it, it discredits actual things. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and I was going to say, you guys don't cover the King of Country very often on Relevant, but I did not experience anything like this at the old George Strait concert I just went to. So I think that was a safe place to be.
Well, I hate to tell you, but he is cooking something you don't even want to know, and it has to do with the pizza flash cooking oven that he's hiding.
I bet George
Strait's
has
lawyers
one.
reached out and said, we have to kill. I had a big story coming out on George Strait, and he had powerful people visit my home in the night in black robes.
The last person that crossed George Strait showed up dead, choked on a pizza bagel.
Oh my God.
I know, Cameron. I know.
Crazy but true.
But Emily, there's ongoing litigation. Obviously, there's class action lawsuits and a lot of lawsuits happening and stuff. I'll be interested to see what happens. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with the families of the victims, and I'll be interested to see if this actually changes kind of these mass concerts from a safety standpoint. I mean, again, we've been in those crowds that it is suffocating, and the closer you get to the stage, the more horrible it is, frankly. And so maybe this will actually just start to change kind of like how we manage and approach these massive live events. So, man, it's a tragic situation, but hopefully some good will ultimately come from it. But okay, well, there's a lot more that we're covering all day, every day. Follow Relevant on all the socials and check out relevantmagazine.com in your daily internet browsing. Thanks, Emily.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
You can get back to the rally now.
Good. The people are asking for me.
He's here.
All right, stay tuned. Up next,
Emily, get over here.
Tony Hale joins us.
All the dreams I never forget about you. All my life. All the dreams I never forget about you. All my life. All the dreams I never forget about you.
You're listening to Munya. The song is Voyage. Well, today's show is brought to you by UHSM. Are you tired of rising costs of healthcare? We are too, which is why we're glad that there's UHSM. Unite Health Share Ministries. UHSM is a Christian health sharing ministry that will put your health first. Health sharing is not insurance. Their programs at UHSM are member-based fellowships where faithful people can take charge of their own healthcare. Please call them today at 1-800-900-8476 or visit their website at uhsm.org to find out more. Again, that's 800-900-8476 or visit their website at uhsm.org. Well, our guest today is Tony Hale. He's an award-winning actor who's played so many hilarious and great roles like Buster Bluth in Arrested Development, also Gary Walsh in Veep. His new project is Clifford the Big Red Dog, a huge family film that comes out today. We sat down with Tony to discuss his interest in fostering empathy with his work and why he's trying out some new roles and what it's like to finally appear in some movies that his kids can watch. Here's our conversation with Tony Hale.
Uncle Casey, can't we just stay for one night?
One night.
Really? How big is he gonna get?
That depends on how much you love him.
Clifford, how did this happen?
We shot this movie 2 years ago, and just obviously because of the craziness, it's coming out now. But honestly, I think it's perfect timing because, not to get cheesy, but the message of the movie, there's a scene where Emily Elizabeth is holding Clifford as a baby, and it's her love that kind of makes Clifford grow.
Yeah.
And I feel like things are pretty divisive right now, and a lot of breaking people down, social media, a lot of judgment. It's like we gotta cross over those lines and start accepting each other's differences and loving each other. And I think that's where change is going to, growth is going to happen. So I think it's kind of really, in addition to being a really fun action comedy family movie, it's got a really powerful message, I think.
So you obviously get a lot of opportunities, and I'm curious, how much does the idea that I really want this movie to mean something or say something. How much does that enter into the process of which projects you decide to do?
I mean, if I'm honest, I'm an actress, so I'm always just kind of grateful for a gig sometimes. But I think you gotta find whether something in the story or something in the character to resonate with in order to kind of bring out some sort of authenticity. For instance, like this character, I play the bad guy. He could be kind of deemed by the bad guy. But I got to find something to resonate with him, or I'm just going to be playing an idea of the character. And so it's really fun for me to play evil characters just because that equation never works out. It never works out. It's like he's trying to use Clifford for profit. He's trying to exploit him. And it's like just to watch his spiral is really, really fun. So I love that opportunity.
It's all over the internet. There's a 10-foot dog in Upper Manhattan.
That can't be real.
We are offering a $25,000 reward for the capture of the big red dog.
People don't like things that are different. There are no other dogs like you.
What's he doing?
I think he's trying to be small.
Is it fun to play the bad guy? Because you've been, I would say your characters have a pretty varying degree of mortal fortitude. But I don't know if I've ever seen you play like the villain before,
I don't know. There's something kind of, for instance, and actually in the show I did, Mysterious Benedict Society, I played twins, and one of them is deemed kind of the bad twin. But I think I think it comes from trauma. I think it comes from just pain. And so when you can kind of find those different levels, you're not necessarily just playing the villain. I think everybody is a mixed bag, and some people have had histories that have really, really messed them up,
It kind of seems like a lot of people look at movies as in there's the family-friendly movies that are for everybody and kids can go see them, but they're not really serious movies. And then there's the grown-up movies that are taken a little more seriously, but kids can't go see those. And I'm wondering if this project bridges that divide in any interesting ways.
I will say, my daughter's 15 now, but when she was younger, we were just hungry for like something for the whole family to watch and have a good experience with it that I wouldn't just want to bash my head against the wall. So it's like, and also and Walt Becker, the director, is smart because he brings people together like John Cleese, and David Alan Grier, and Kenan Thompson. And I mean, I grew up on John Cleese. Monty Python was like the thing to watch. And
oh, wow.
And so it kind of brings that adult sense of comedy in, and even though John Cleese isn't necessarily playing a comedic character, but just, I don't know, just like it ups the bar a little bit. So I appreciate that. In addition to being kind of this eye candy. I mean, watching these special effects come to life with a large red dog walking through the city of New York, it's just kind of an awesome spectacle. So I think this is the marriage of those two things where the family can go watch and everybody can have a good time, and not be singing the same song over and over when you leave.
What if you found someone who was so full of love?
He's slipping!
Made you feel like you could do anything.
Your dog just saved my life!
You mentioned this very divisive season that we're in, which is obviously very hard to live through and I think is wearing on us all in a lot of ways. And I'm curious if you could sort of give a message to everybody who goes to see this movie or give them an idea to hold on to. What would it be?
Yeah, there's a scene which is a heartbreaking scene where Clifford wants to make himself small in order to make things better. And I just think just this, and not to say it again, but really that celebration of the differences and the uniqueness and really trying to build those bridges where if you take a step and rather than criticize, rather than judge, rather than put someone in a box or label them, but really listen and try to have empathy and try to support, that is genuinely where that equation is where growth happens. And again, this is everybody. The crazy thing is everybody knows that. It's just activating it, and so, and granted, this is not an overnight thing, But you're right. When you see a visual, when you see this large red dog in New York, and you see this little girl begin to accept and embrace and just give space to this dog and see the change that happens. Just, I think seeing that like little things in people's life, I think that those little choices that might be different, I think that does bring change. And so I would hope that would happen. Again, this isn't overnight, but little things I think can make a difference.
Everything that I do for you. I got room for you. Everything that I do for you. Don't need you to tell me that it don't always go as planned, and everybody isn't given a second chance, but he gives me all his and an extra few.
That was Tony Hale. Stay tuned. Up next, it's the editorial question of the week.
My heart, it beats for you. Though we are miles apart, my love and it will always follow you. More and more each day, my heart, it beats for you. And when the sun sleeps at night, it's the perfect time, 'cause I get to dream of you while waiting for the morning.
You're listening to Grant Perez. The song is My Heart, It Beats for You. Great song. Well, today's show is also brought to you by the Lumo Project. Lumo is a stunning visual Bible project that will help you see the gospel in a compelling new light. Have you ever wondered if the gospel talks about the big questions we face in life today? Things like addiction, money, depression, doubt. Well, they're all in there. With Lumo, you can experience Jesus's teachings and story in a completely new way. Check out Lumo's free scripture videos. They're beautiful by searching the Lumo Project at YouTube. And for other free resources, including small group studies and more, check out thelumoproject.com. Okay, it's time for your feedback. Last week we got, we were entering the holiday season, and we got thinking about, when is it going to be Christmas time? When is it okay to hang the wreath and decorate the tree and start listening to Christmas music? It seems like, there's a debate every year. And we just decided to ask you guys your thoughts, and you hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, and also answered other places that we posted the question. Here's some of your thoughts about, when is it okay to start celebrating Christmas each year?
Man, tons of feedback.
Tons.
Holy smokes.
I appreciate Rachel, because she brought this to the one source that can tell us the right answer, and that's the word. And she says this: people already know the right answer, but don't want to demonstrate a key fruit of the Spirit, self-control. She's implying there that we got to wait a little while, to show.
Like the Advent season is about
Christian
anticipation and preparation. And so it's like not about what I want when I want it. It's about intentionally waiting. That's interesting.
We had a lot of people have kind of taken, I'll just use Hillary's as an example here, but took sort of this, listen, our world is hard enough without people policing when decorations go up. If it makes you happy and brings you joy, put them up. So a lot of fun, like a lot of people saying, abolish the fun police. You're not.
Are you sure that wasn't from Sheryl Crow? It makes you happy.
It's kind of like what Israel said. He said pre-COVID, after, post-COVID, anytime you want. Like just whatever makes you happy.
Just do it.
Just live your life.
The world's hard enough as it is. If you want to look at a shiny tree on November 6th, go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, but where do you stop? Are you just going to use that rule for everything now? Like,
yes.
Rules,
why not?
post-COVID,
Why not, Tyler?
structure, abolish the system. I don't know.
If you want pizza bagels for Thanksgiving dinner, have pizza bagels for Thanksgiving.
That's where it leads. Yeah. That's where it leads.
It's a slippery slope.
People
here we are, Tyler. Welcome to the new world, man. Buckle up.
Chris Lorenz said sort of the same. Whenever you like, life is too short not to spread joy. That being said, he says, mine go up after. But if you want to put them up tonight, go for it. Chris, you got to pick a side, man. This both sides thing isn't doing
he's kind of
anybody any favors.
Maybe whatever works.
He's a Jamie Ivey approach.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
I'm very confused by Brendan's here. I feel like he's woven this theological web, and I'm just like, and I can't find my way out. I honestly am not sure the point he's making. I don't know the theological and spiritual implications of it, and I'm just going to read it. And
what is it?
I'm going to throw some theological red meat to you guys and let you unpack. Okay, he says, It's Christ Mass, and he has it broken up, Christ and then the word Mass. A time to worship Christ and focus on what he's done / who he is. Okay, I'll accept that.
Okay.
As Christian, but here's where it takes the first twist, okay? This is a twisting tweet.
Okay.
Turn number 1 says, as Christians, aren't we called to do that every day? Oh, okay.
It's Christmas every day in our hearts. Okay.
But then he's jerking the wheel back here. Then Christmas is a year-round attitude pursuit. That being said, decorations before Thanksgiving is obviously cultural Christian appropriation. That's what, okay,
What
you
does that
guys
even
take
mean?
it.
Cultural Christian appropriation.
That was a roller
He's
coaster.
saying that if you put them up before Thanksgiving, you're just being culturally Christian. Is that what he's saying?
But
You're
he just said that
You're
we should
appropriating.
celebrate Christ
The
Mass
aesthetic.
every day in our hearts. So
what
my
I'm saying.
red Starbucks cup should be year round.
I kind of feel like this is when the Pharisees approached Jesus and said, they don't want to pay taxes. Do you pay taxes? Render unto Caesar. He found his way out. I have no answer for this one. I feel like I got caught in this Pharisees trap.
I won't want to be mean to you, Brendan, but I bet he also gets mad when people put Xmas. When people just write Xmas.
So talk to me about that, because when I was little,
Does that
in
bother y'all?
My very Christian upbringing, it was they are omitting
Removing
and Xing
Christ.
out Christ from Christmas. But then then I've heard other theories where it's like some sort of Latin shorthand, and
It's Greek. It's Greek. X is Greek for the letter for the first letter of Christ's names, right? So
I always just thought it was like a little shorthand, like I don't really think by not writing out Christ, I'm removing Christ from my life. I was just like, I got to write this down real quick. Here's my Christmas list, XMAS list. And it saved me about a second and a half on writing. And that's all I was
Jamie,
thinking about it.
you also have tattoos. So
I have a lot of tattoos. And that might X
tattoo
out
people
a lot.
are exempt from this conversation.
Pure
I think it started out as X was a shorthand for like a literal Greek shorthand for Christmas. But now, that was a long time ago. Biden's America, it could be different. They may have changed.
I will tell you a funny story about it. My mom doesn't
okay.
listen to this podcast, so she won't hear this. But my mom a couple years ago was telling my kids how bad it was to write out Xmas because you're taking out the Christ. She's telling them this as I'm putting presents around, and some of them say Merry Xmas on the gifts to them.
But I mean, there's a lot of particularly in the Greek Orthodox, but I think even like Presbyterians have sort of started incorporating, but it's a symbol of a P and an X. And the reason that the X is in there is because it's representative of the first letter of Christ's names in Greek. You guys know the symbol I'm talking about, right? The Chi-Rho.
Yeah.
But that X as an abbreviation for Christ has been in use. I mean, I think that dates back to like Constantine or something. So
and interestingly, my new church that I'm going to, we celebrate every Sunday morning by doing P90X, and so it's a big
CrossFit, huh?
There you go.
worship service. Yep.
Mine did that after they started incorporating pizza bagels into every service, and it was
because you got to burn off the calories after the.
We started digging into the nutritional information, especially the cheap Costco ones, and it's I don't know how you can fit that many calories in a bagel the size of a silver dollar, but they pack them in there. They really, really do.
All right. Well, there's a lot more feedback where that came from. You guys, I think I agree. The overarching consensus, definitely there was a lot of feedback on both sides, making an argument for both sides of like post Thanksgiving and pre-Thanksgiving. But I think the overarching rational mindset is, listen, if it makes you happy, celebrate when you want to. Go for it.
Does anybody have Christmas decorations up yet on this podcast in their home?
Negative.
I do.
I'm
not.
a procrastinator.
You do, Tyler?
No, I do not.
Oh, no.
Usually it's for me, if we're home, it's like the weekend after Thanksgiving. That's how we've...
Yeah, it's a long
You know
weekend.
what?
That's a perfect
I should
time to-
say this. I
It's
did
great,
find
yeah.
the
I
other
enjoy
day
it.
a little small Christmas tree still up on a bookshelf from last year. So technically, I think I left a little Christmas tree up all year long.
Yeah.
Because I
There you
celebrate
go.
Christmas
Christ-
all year
Christmas,
long.
All year long.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, go check out that feedback. Okay. It's time for this week's.
Editorial question of the week. Hey.
Well, this is a clear extension of where this show began. And we want your thoughts on Thanksgiving food. The official question is, what's your opinion of the best food at Thanksgiving? It's your favorite Thanksgiving dish, side dish, whatever that your family does that you look forward to every year. But maybe we need to modify the question to say, how would you improve Thanksgiving dinner?
What would you
swap
bring?
out? What
would you
traditional
add?
dish
Yeah.
would you swap out for a non-traditional dish?
Thank you, because we're all well aware of the smorgasbord we're going to be exposed to in a couple weeks here.
Yeah.
We eat sweet potatoes with weird marshmallows baked on. It's foods you've never seen in your life that look like.
Excited.
Who came up with this? You know, but it's time to bring out the replacements. Let's improve. Okay,
All right,
post-COVID.
so you can tell us your favorite Thanksgiving food or the food that you would recommend to make the Thanksgiving meal even better. Hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast or wherever you see us post this question. Well, before we wrap it up, I want to thank Tony Hale for joining us today. If you're in the mood for some family fare, go check out his new movie, Clifford the Big Red Dog. It opens today. Also, like I mentioned earlier, the exciting news, the Relevant print annual edition is available for pre-sale right now. Head over to the Relevant store. You can click the store link at relevantmagazine.com and you can save 20% when you pre-order it today. It'll be shipping next month, I believe. But go get the discount, save some money, y'all. Also, while you're at the site, make sure to check out our daily devotional series, Deeper Walk, which is presented by Lumo. There's a morning devotional email you can sign up for, or you can just check out the faith section every morning and start your day the right way with Deeper Walk. On that note, we'll wrap it. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Jamie Ivey.
I'm Tyler Huckabee.
And we will see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
Wake up, sheeple.
Relevant Podcast Network.